Hey, what's going on, guys? Here at Galaxy Games with Tyler, and today he's going to be profiling his Blue Eyes deck. This, of course, is post-Shiny Victories. Unfortunately, before the release of Alternative and other cards, I'll make this deck Tier 1 probably, but still a pretty fun deck, so go ahead and get right into it.
Alright, so obviously you have to play 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. No replacement. It's vanilla. It does nothing. It's terrible sometimes.
But it's, what is it, invincible in its text? Legendary
Yep.
Dragon, it's
Yep.
virtually invincible?
Virtually indestructible.
Yeah.
Virtually. Not really.
Yeah.
Not at all. 3 Spirit Dragons. You have to play 3 right now because it's the only other level 8 in the deck. You don't have alternative. It's really good. It can actually miss timing with its banish effect if there's anything else. If you're responding by summoning it with something.
Yeah, like if it's Chain Link 2 when it's summoning.
Yeah, which is really terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really good. It just helps clear back during the end phase off of White Stones.
Yeah.
So it's really good. Obviously trading fodder. 3 Sage Knight. Searches any of the level 1 tuners in the deck, which there are a lot of. Gets you targets for cards of consonance to draw cards.
Yeah. Triggers one of the ways to trigger Maiden.
Yeah, the discard effect, it hasn't been really relevant testing. I don't see it at all, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he is really good, and I definitely wouldn't play any less than 3. 2 Maiden. Maiden actually is really good. Like, I didn't think it would be as good as it is. The Sage Knight play with it's really good, but I'd rather actually leave it on board and try to trigger it multiple times.
You ever consider bumping it up to 3?
No, because you can only use a Maiden per turn, and
Right.
it gets cloggy at 3.
Yeah, you don't want to draw multiples.
Yeah. It's really good, especially with the field spell to normal summon the Sage Knight to get the Maiden.
Yeah.
I played 2 Master. This one's actually really, really good. Since it can special summon the Synchro Monster out of the graveyard, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, you used that play against me. It was really good.
Yeah, that's the best part about him. It's the only reason why I play multiple copies. His normal summon effect's alright. It gets a card back to your hand a level 1 sooner.
Right.
So, again, if you have cards of constants late in the game, it gets you targets back for that. Other than that, he's alright to normal summon. 3 White Stone of the Ancients. This is the new one that came out in SHIV. During the end phase, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can get a Blue Eyes out of your deck. Normally, you want to dump them as early as possible because you really don't want to draw your level 8s.
Right.
The best is, end phase, you send it to the graveyard, you get to hit back row with your Spirit Dragon.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's a really solid card. 1 White Stone Legend, discard it, add a Blue Eyes. Just another extra target for cards of consonance. Normally, I never end up adding a Blue Eyes off of it, unless I get rid of it first.
Yeah. It's nice when you have a trade-in, though, to be able to search a trade-in target.
Yeah. 1 Effect Valor, it's searchable off of Sage Knight, so you only need 1, and then it's recyclable with Priest or Master.
Yep.
So you just get to add it back and reuse the same one over and over again.
Yep.
1 Glow Bulb, best level 1 tuner. I play Foolish, so I get to send it to graveyard. Using Glow Bulb lets me get into the Crystal Wing really easily with any of the level 9 synchros.
You can potentially even Foolish, a level 8 target for Silver's Cry or Swing of Memories.
Yeah, it also does put cards in the graveyard, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I'm playing 3 Swing of Memories. Brings back a vanilla from your graveyard. Spirit counts as a vanilla in the graveyard, so it's an additional target I can bring back. Bring it back, banish a card, use it for an overlay or a synchro.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Swing of Memories destroys it during the end phase, so unless I summon Azure Eyes on that turn, it'll die. But, it's still really good. It's definitely getting replaced with Gospel when it comes out.
Yeah.
3 Silver Scry. Just like Swing of Memories, except it doesn't die during the end phase. It is a little better because I can activate on my opponent's turn because it's quick play.
Yep. So you can summon the Spirit and then get rid of their back row on end phase.
Yep. Best play for it, really. Yep. I guess battle phase I can do it if I think I'm good, but
more
not very
damage.
often. 3 Trading. And obviously your hand gets clogged up with a bunch of level 8 useless monsters that don't float, unlike Dark Destroyers. Only 2 cards of consonance. I only play 4 level 1 tuners to discard to it. So a lot of the time, if you play 3 and 3, it gets cloggy and you have the wrong one with the wrong cards to get rid of.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, only 2.
I think it's a good ratio there. You have double the targets for cards of consonance as you have the actual card, and then the same for trading, because you have, 6 targets?
Yep.
6 to 3 and then 4 to 2.
I get to main deck Twin Twisters.
Yeah.
I'm really liking it. I've played Draco House before this, so I couldn't main deck Twin Twister. And it's just so much easier to deal with back row with Twin Twister than it is Diamond Direwolf.
Yep. I think 2 is enough.
Yeah, 2 is definitely enough. I play a third one on the side just in case, but
Right.
2 is pretty well so far. 2 Dragon Shrine. You can only activate 1 per turn, so that's why there's not 3. It sends a dragon monster to the graveyard, and if it's a normal in the graveyard, I get to send an additional one.
Yep.
So I can send Spirit to send a stone, I can send Blue Eyes to send another stone. You know, just to clear my deck out of all those cards I don't want to draw.
Right.
On top of those 2, I play Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial lets me send the Glow Up Bulb or the Master. Master, again, lets me get Blue Eyes out of my graveyard. So, it just gets me extra cards.
Yep.
I play 2 of the Field Spell. The Field Spell, actually, I think is really good. It lets me additionally normal summon a level 1 tuner. So anytime you normal summon Sage Knight, you can just normal summon whatever you summon off of it. And it also has an effect to where I can actually target Maiden. So if I get to search Maiden off of my Sage Knight, I get to target it with this effect to get a free Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
So it's a free level 9 synchro player, you know. Makes
then,
Crystal Wing really easily.
And then if you did play Burst Stream of Destruction, you could add it.
Yes. One day.
Yeah.
And then I play 1 Terraforming because I just don't want to play a 3rd field spell.
Yeah.
The only one-ofs for spells are Soul Charge other than Terraforming, but this just brings back all your monsters. A really big play. You get to make a bunch of synchro monsters turn 1, especially since with Dragon Shrine and Foolish Burial, you just send so many monsters to the graveyard right off the bat. And then 1 for 1, it just summons Maiden usually, or any other tuner I need to get out to make a synchro play.
Yep. Now, does the Sage only give you to search when it's normal summon?
Yes, all of them only get their effect on normal summon, which is terrible. I hate normal summons.
40 card main deck?
Yep, 40 cards, never more, never less, unless
Yep.
you're playing Draco Bells, and then you can play like 50. But
Or Necros in their prime.
yeah. The extra deck's pretty much just rank 8 dragons, and then some synchros. 1 Felgrand, negates effects, protects itself.
Yep.
Galaxy Eyes full armor. You overlay on top any Galaxy monster, and then he gets to pop a card. That's about it.
4,000 attack.
Yeah, gets over a Raid Raptor guy. Hope Harbinger negates spell cards. You know, good against Monarchs, good against any Pendulum deck.
Yep.
This card probably shouldn't be in there quite yet. Number 46. He deals with dragon monsters. If he's the only other monster on the field, I can summon 1 from hand. I can negate all effects from dragon monsters my opponent controls until the next turn.
Yeah.
Or I can take one of my opponent's dragon monsters. So as you can see, like if I was playing a mirror match, which probably isn't going to happen anytime soon, he'd be really good. But,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Number 62. He's what I use to go into full armor. He also actually beats over pretty much any monster with 4K, and then his effect to detach and increases deck even more.
Yep.
Dark Matter, overlay on top of any of the Galaxy Eyes. Banishing doesn't actually happen very often. I only play 4 different named dragon-type monsters, and one of them's a one-of. And, you know, you go through them so fast that it doesn't really happen. It is not that relevant, but him attacking twice and being 4K is.
Yeah.
Number 107, same reason why number 62 is in there, a second target to overlay into.
Yep.
That way I don't have to use, you know, Photon to overlay into Dark Matter or 62, you know. Lets me go into both of them a game. Michael and Ancient Fairy Dragon are the 7s. You get to summon them off of Spirit Dragon. Spirit Dragon lets you tribute it when it's synchro summoned to summon either any level. Actually, it doesn't matter.
Any
the
light
level.
dragon synchro.
Yeah, light dragon synchro monster. If I try to make Crystal Wing turn 1, I usually go for Ancient Fairy Dragon if I have the field spell, because it gets me a free 1,000 life points and a card out of my deck.
Yep.
Because I don't want to waste Michael. Michael actually gets to remove a card from the game, so
Right.
he's really good. Spirit Dragon is probably the best synchro in the deck. It negates graveyard effects once per turn.
Yep.
Your opponent can't sort of summon 2 or more monsters at the same time. And, again, like I said, you can distribute it to summon other extra guys. The other one I can summon off that's Azure Eyes. He's probably the best way to get my stuff back. During my standby phase, he gets to bring back dragons. So, you know, brings back my spirits, brings back my blue eyes. He also protects them, too, so, you know, I don't just make a big board and get it Dark Order Regeki'd.
Right.
1 Crystal Wing. To go into Crystal Wing, you do have to use the Spirit Dragon, unfortunately. It feels like you use a lot of resources, but he's definitely worth it.
Oh, yeah.
He outs Dark Destroyer, he negates monster effects, and then can beat over any monster with a level. So, yeah, he's really good. I'm trying out Twin Burst as a one-off. He doesn't come up very often since I actually have to 2 vanilla Blue Eyes Eye Dragons on board. A lot easier to summon with Alternative, but we don't have him yet. just never really actually go into him. He's just kind of there now. For the side, I haven't had much testing with the sideboard, but I'm trying out 3 Koeki Meru Dragos. Neither player can special summon light or darks. I play all lights, obviously, but I feel like I can establish a board and just normal summon this, just kind of sit on it against Cosmos or against PK Fire.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 1900, you know.
Pretty tough to get over.
Yeah. I mean, I can special summon before they can, I think, right?
Yeah, like with BAs, their highest attack monster in deck is 16, and they'll basically just have to forfeit it off the board somehow.
17.
They want what is it?
Barbar.
17? Yeah, that's right.
3 Max C.
Thank you, Brain Abyss player, Mr. Mike Shaw over there.
3 Max Cs. I don't like the main deck Max C because you never know if you're going first or second. In between matches, you can always, if you're the one who loses, you're going to decide. And normally after siding, usually you end up going first anyway, so I don't like to side it in if I lose anyway, or if I win game 1 anyway.
Yeah.
Too honest. I'm kind of playing with it. I don't know how many people are going to be playing Raid Raptors anytime soon, but it's kind of annoying to get over towers 6 times. The rank up magic card that brings towers out gets to recur them too, so
Yeah.
I just want just beat over it real quick.
Yeah, they have combos that actually get 2 of that Ultimate Falcon in a turn. It's ridiculous.
Honest will definitely help with that. I play an extra Effect Veiler in the side. It's probably just for against Monarchs. I don't really know. Effect Veiler's not that great against PK Fire or against
Maybe against
Cosmos.
like pendulums.
Yeah. It's just kind of there. I can play around with that a lot. 2 system down for against Cosmos. Obviously, it just banishes all their machines, so it's really good. 1 extra Twin Twister in case, probably against PK Fire. A lot of back row. Don't want to get Fiendish chained with my vanilla blue eyes. Not that they're gonna happen. And then 3 Royal Decree. I'm not quite sure if I really care about siding Royal Decree right now with the Twin Twisters. There's no deck that's super trap heavy that I'm too worried about. Maybe if I play against some counter fairies, I'll be able to sideboard and Royal Decree. But other than that, it's just kind of testing out what works in the side or not.
Yeah. Seems like slightly better against the deck if you're going first and they're actually able to side 4 or set 4 or 5 instead of like just say 2.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so any thoughts on the deck currently and any kind of changes you'll make once we get alternative and where are the other cards?
Chaos Max and
Max.
the Ritual spell.
Yeah.
Along with, I guess no one's going to play Deep Eyes, but there's a few other cards for it too that might be playable.
Yeah.
Neo, Blue Eyes Ultimate.
Yeah.
The only thing I can say is not being able to play Melody is really bad. Unfortunately, you don't have targets for it. You only have 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons for it. Yeah. There's no point to put them to your hand. They're really dead. You just have to have the trade-ins.
Although if you want to play this deck in the future, definitely pick them up now because they're like $20 and they could be a lot more.
Yeah, definitely. I'd pick up the whole deck while it's cheap.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
Spear Dragon's a $20 secret rare. So
yeah,
if it's actually needed, it's going to be higher.
Definitely. All right, thanks a lot for the deck profile, Tyler. Remember, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.